What's up, heroes? My name is Sylarclone, and welcome back to Crystalline. Let's see who is also in the water temple with us. Leanna and Amelia look equally concerned. Leanna already has her manipulator ready for a scan. When she sees the results, her jaw clenches. She shows Amy, who frowns. I drop my voice to a whisper. What is it?
Void.
Who else would it be? It wouldn't be anyone else but Void. I peer out again. In the middle of the cave are a group of cloaked figures. As one shifts, I spot double manipulators on his arms. A mage caster. It makes sense that they need someone who knows water magic to reach the temple. But that's some serious power they're packing for a mining operation. If this is just a mining operation, why are there mages?
It would seem the mining efforts of the water crystals here are to supplement the transmutation efforts of Void.
Right, but they have a mage caster and several other mages. I could see several mages being there, but a mage caster? That's got me a little concerned.
We have to stop them.
No doubt, absolutely. I totally agree. It doesn't look like they're set up yet. I scan the area. There are a few scouts on lookout at the main cavern entrance, a couple of mages, and a handful of miners. No one seems to have detected our presence just yet, so we have the element of surprise still, which is good. Zack motions towards us, catching our attention. He signals that we should flank them and attack. Leanna nods. I like this plan too. Zack and Kara begin to creep closer to the tunnel opening. Leanna and Amy confer.
Keep your magic ready. The rest of the team will focus on the scouts and miners. But we'll want to take out those mages as soon as possible.
Starting with the mage caster. Take out their main carry. Take out their big damage dealer. Especially because we know someone operates water magic. We don't know what some of the other ones are. Maybe it's probably shadow and water, but I don't want to assume. Amelia nods and her manipulators glow. As Leanna readies herself, we begin to move in. I ready my sword and feel the tingle of magic in my fingers. That sounded epic. Once everyone is in position, Amelia lets loose a fireball which lands square in the back of the mage caster. Nice! Direct hit to take him down right away. Zack and Kara race out and engage the nearest miners. Gingalain rushes towards the entrance to take care of the guards, while Leanna and I charge the mages. Still no minigame, but that's okay. I'm sure there will be one in time. For now, we're going to do well. Stay tuned till the end of the video, where we're going to go back and just see what happens if we click do poorly. But do well for now. And I defeat the last Void member, and he drops to the ground. Panting hard, I survey the fallen Void members, my adrenaline still high. None of them star. I just imagine us just watching this guy drop down, put the sword on our back, just kind of looking around, surveying all the motionless bodies, and seeing there just going, damn, that was intense. Slowly, everyone trickles back together, checking that no Void members are still conscious. Last thing we want is one of them to wake up and shoot at us.
Everyone okay?
I think so. We all nod.
How did Void know where the temple is?
That is the million-dollar question. How did they know where the temple is?
I wondered the same thing. We got pretty lucky in finding this place.
By pretty lucky, she means extremely lucky.
They must be growing exponentially in power and amassing more resources than anticipated.
Right, but to gain that many resources to find this place is impressive. We haven't seen them at any of the other temples. But how are they able to find this one? The one we had probably the least knowledge about and got lucky that we met Gingalain in order to find it. Sure, we might have found it in time, but with Gingalain's help, we found it much sooner. So how did they find it?
Mine crystals?
Another good question from Zack. What do we do with the mine crystals?
We should take them. They can still be fashioned into crystal spheres, since they haven't been tainted.
Do you think we could make any money off of it? Not that we need the money and we're doing it for the money, but could we make a couple of coins off of it?
I'll help.
Of course you will. Kara and Leanna begin to organize the fallen crystals when we hear shouting down one of the tunnels. What was that?
It sounds like Void reinforcements.
That doesn't sound good.
Those scouts must have alerted the rest of the troops before we took them out.
That sounds bad. Really bad. The shouting ceases, but we hear the thunder of footsteps. Uh-oh. Just this rumble, just footsteps. Like, oh crap, we're in trouble now. And before long, a group of about 20 men surround us. Zack shoots at the nearest men, but we'll replace the ones who fall. Leanna and Amelia shoot blasts of energy at anyone who tries to surround us, but the men keep closing in. Kara throws a handful of daggers at anyone who approaches, and I channel my energy and blast anyone who comes too close. Okay, couple of things. One, where's Kara keeping these daggers? I'm just really curious. And two, I wonder how much magic we really put out in that first fight, because we know it at least fatigues our character, and I'm sure it does fatigue Amelia and Leanna, maybe not as much, but if we went out like super hard in that first fight, how much energy do we have left? Are we really feeling the fatigue just yet? Because we probably went super ham knowing us. Although our efforts are formidable, the enclosing reinforcements seem endless. As one man falls, another body soon replaces him. They close in on us until we are standing back to back. Our breathing is labored as we struggle to hold off the men. So yeah, we are definitely getting fatigued here. I'm sure we're hitting less and less hard. At least us mages are. Zack could probably keep going all day, and Kara's eventually going to run out of daggers wherever she keeps them. Gingalain closes his eyes, and when he opens them, they flash purple. What? His entire body is encased in a violet glow, beginning from a spot on his necklace beneath his throat.
Stand back!
Yes, sir! His voice is harsh and throaty, unlike his usual smooth, velvety tones. He waves his arms and elongated shadows extend from his fingertips, pushing back the invading force. Void men groan as they're knocked backwards. Did I just... Shadows? What? How? What? Where? When? What? I'm so... Okay. Before they can get back up, Gingalain points and shadow magic channels out of his hands, colliding square into the enemy's chests. They collapse to the ground as more men swarm in. Gingalain mutters a few words and throws out his hands again. This time, as the energy channels out of him, it morphs into a phantom claw which swipes the nearest group of Void members. Damn! I watch, stunned, as Gingalain moves in a blur, dodging attacks from all the Void team. Zack occasionally shoots at anyone who gets too close to him, but soon the attention shifts away from us entirely as everyone targets Gingalain. Uh-oh. He barely seems to notice the number of men against him as, one by one, they fall until a pile of unconscious bodies lay at his feet. Wow. Just wow. One, that he's using shadow magic, and two, that he just wiped the floor with them. Probably without breaking a sweat, too. We're sitting here just kind of going, that was really hard. And he makes it seem so easy. Once the last man falls, Gingalain lowers his arms and seizes his magic. His eyes return to normal as he looks at our slack-jawed stares.
Are any of you hurt?
Coming out of shock. Slowly, we shake our heads. Yes. Yes, I'm fine. I mean, no, I'm not hurt. Yes, I'm fine.
That was shadow magic you were using.
Yes, it was. Gingalain looks apologetic.
Yes, it was.
Why apologetic, though? I mean, I get it. Shadow magic's considered bad, and voids definitely hurt the reputation of shadow magic, and it's considered for evil, but he just saved us. Why should he apologize for using a magic it seems that he knows very, very well to save our lives? That's not something to be sorry for, but we'll find out more. He looks down and hides the locket that fell out of his shirt during battle, but not before Leanna notices it.
You were using tainted shadow magic against Void, and that fighting style.
Yes.
Someone want to explain to me what's going on? Suddenly, both Leanna and Amelia gasp. What happened?
It can't be.
What can't be?
You're really him?
What? Gingalain smiles sheepishly. Who is he? And, more importantly, what's going on?
It would seem Gingalain is not Gingalain the Bard, but he is also Robin Ostergaard.
She looks shocked. I remember seeing that name somewhere. I racked my brain trying to remember. Where was it? That name does sound familiar. Why are you smiling? Oh! From the Heroes of Ixaria exhibit. Robin Ostergaard was the only hero who used shadow magic. That's right. Back when we went traveling around, when we went to the illusions thing and had to argue with Zach and Leanna about faces and that stuff. There's a Heroes of Ixaria exhibit. I thought he was dead.
For all intents and purposes, Robin is dead.
Care to explain?
Why did you disguise yourself as a bard?
He gives a soft smile.
I thought it would be best. With all of the disturbances Void caused, there was a massive stigma against shadow magic. I didn't want people to misconstrue the events of what happened or who I really am.
You know, that makes sense, because shadow magic was definitely seen as a bad thing, and being a hero using shadow magic would make sense of, okay, that hero is dead. He did not live long enough to become a villain.
I may have been a part of Void in the past, but it was before they turned into the Void that created and used tainted spheres. When their ideals began to shift, I got out. I was lucky, but not everyone was.
Not everyone. His voice chokes up, and he pauses as he composes himself. His story. That's right. I think back to the story he told around the campfire. That must have been his story. Robin's story. So he did love a Shadowcaster who fell to Void. That makes it even more sad. Even though I had that feeling before, it makes it even more sad.
So you gave up the prestige associated with the heroes.
As a true hero would. He nods.
Times were hard. People were confused and on edge. It was simpler for Robin to become what they wanted him to be.
Just the hero that died a hero.
I became the bard to keep the memory of the heroes alive, so they could continue to provide hope for the people.
And that's what all the heroes would probably want, because that's true immortality right there, living on in the stories, especially the stories of a bard. No wonder he holds such high respect from the people of Asaria. He truly does care more about the well-being of his country rather than his own needs. I don't know if I'd have been able to so easily give up the temptation of fame and glory. Because fame and glory do seem quite fantastic, but, you know, to just give it away, that's a sign of a true hero and a great person. Robin shakes his head, and an urgency returns to his voice.
But we need to focus. Void is continuing to taint crystals, and it seems like they're only growing stronger.
And I just noticed his name changed from Gingalain to Robin Ostergaard. That's cool. I like these little touches. When they fill in names, they change them. It's super cool.
We've been noticing more of a presence of Void, too.
Yes, and this is the first time, though, we've seen him at a temple. Robin nods.
Since the tainted crystals are the source of their rise in power, you'll have to find a way to stop production of those spheres.
That's a great plan.
It would make the most sense that production would happen at the base of their operations.
Maybe, or a factory just to stay away from their base, because if their base gets compromised, why would they have their production there?
Where is that?
Zach again with the $1 million question.
The Shadow Temple.
There's a Shadow Temple? I thought the Water Temple was going to be our last temple. I guess we're not done going temple hopping. That must have been where their operations began back when he was still a part of Void.
They can use the latent energy there to maximize output of tainting crystals.
So you're kind of saying if something happens to that latent energy, that's kind of going to be a bad thing for them.
If you're able to reach the temple and absorb the energy within, you'll put a major dent in their operation.
Wait, how does he know? Does he know? I immediately look at Leanna when he mentions absorbing energy. Leanna looks just as alarmed as I do. She's about to retort when Robin stops her.
I saw what happened at the temple just now, and I felt the change in energy levels.
Okay, on second thought, thinking back and taking a more logical approach to this, with how talented of a mage he is, it's no surprise that he would sense the change in energy levels once we're in the temple and once I absorbed all the energy, so it's not really a surprise that he'd be able to figure it out. He turns to me.
I don't know how you're able to do that, but I've seen my share of crazy things in life, And I know that what you have is a gift. Don't be afraid of it because it strays from the norm. Use it for good.
Yes, Mr. Ostergaard-senpai. That's also a true thing. That's also the second crazy thing he's seen me do. He's seen us cast without a manipulator, and now he's seen us absorb energy. So he knows there's something special about us, which is not a surprise with how much of a hero he really is. I feel the earnestness in his voice, and it empowers me.
If what he says is true, then it would behoove us to journey to the Shadow Temple.
Yes, it would.
Do you know where it is, Amy?
I would need to consult Elderism's notes.
Or, crazy thought here, ladies, why don't we ask the guy who mentions the Shadow Temple, because that means he knows where it might be. I doubt they moved the temple.
The Shadow Temple is in the west, right on the border of Avengard.
See, we just asked the guy who was a part of Void, and he's going to help us out. The good Void, not the bad
opposite
Void.
Side of where we are now.
More walking.
I will mark it down on the map for you all.
First we went all the way north to come back all the way here. After we went all the way out, now we're going all the way back. They're taking us all over. Robin and Amelia talk further as he points out the exact location of the Shadow Temple. I survey the fallen Void members around us. What exactly should we do about these guys? And the crystals?
I'll take care of them. You all should get going.
Are you sure? Because we kind of help with this mess too.
You aren't coming with us?
I mean, you're not coming with us. He shakes his head.
I know you are all more than capable of handling whatever you may encounter. I have other business to attend to now.
But we could use your help. Leanna pauses and then nods reluctantly.
It's been an honor traveling with you.
It really has. She got a chance to meet two, actually, of her idols. Gingalain the Bard, who helped her get through her schooling days, and Robin Ostergaard, a hero of Isaria. Robin grips her hands.
I am the one who is honored to be able to know such a formidable Mage-Knight.
This man, such a class act.
It has been a most enlightening experience to have made your acquaintance. I only wish we had more time to further speak about your background. I have many questions.
You're not the only one, Amy.
I'm sure our paths will cross again someday.
You better promise that. Zack nods.
Take care.
It's a lot of words out of him. Robin nods back.
I'll look forward to reading about the dashing beauty who helped save the team from danger.
Really? I'm not surprised, but really? He laughs.
I wouldn't dream of leaving her out of the story.
Don't encourage her, Robin. It's only going to make it worse. Kara blushes. Oh, she wasn't expecting that response, it seems. Robin puts on a bittersweet grin.
Until we meet again.
You promise? You better promise we'll meet again. After we say our goodbyes, Amelia conjures up the same bubble for us to travel back through the water. We hurry up the stairs until we return to the valley within the mountains.
It seems Void's presence is even greater than we thought.
And getting scarier.
Agreed. This is more than just a few scattered fanatics. They're reorganized.
Scarier.
Perhaps we should alert the authorities.
I don't know about that.
You think they're just gonna take our word for it and believe that Void is back? They'll launch an investigation which would take months, maybe years. And by the time they realize it's true, Void will be even stronger.
Right, and it's going to take way too long. We're already deep into this, and we have a lot of knowledge. We've taken down several of their operations. Hell, we stopped the Cloaked Brotherhood. I think we could take on Void.
Zack's right.
While the team debates on next steps, I remain quiet. Void is also on the rise, and the team needs my help to defeat them. I have been carrying my own. I've definitely gotten better since we first met Leanna and Zack. But I have the energy from 4 temples now, and I have a feeling that this should be enough energy to open a rift and return back home. If I even can return home. Amelia's warning about my casting resilience is on the forefront of my mind. It nibbles on my thoughts and feeds on my fear. If I try to open a rift, there's a very real possibility that I won't survive the channeling of so much energy. The faces of my family remind me of what I've left behind. How long have I been gone? Are they worried about me? My gaze wanders to Leanna. My heart flutters when I see her big blue eyes fall on me. Her smile makes me feel like I'm walking on air. Are you sure she's not just casting wind magic and actually making you float? I love her caring nature and the way she keeps me grounded. Now that I know her, I can't imagine a life without her in it. Terra feels just as real as my home on Earth. What would happen if I left them here to defeat Void without me? Would they be okay without me, or would I just be setting them up for failure? Now, here comes the big question. However, we say we've absorbed 4 of the temples, which is true. But we just found out about a 5th one, and we've even been told there are the 5 elements: earth, wind, fire, water, and shadow. Is 4 really going to be enough absorption of energy to do that? I don't think so. I think we need that 5th element in order to make this work, if we're even going to attempt it. Personally, if I were in this situation, Amelia's warning is definitely something to be afraid of. And at the same time, I wouldn't want to leave Leanna behind. And I don't want to leave my friends behind either. We need to stay and take this fight out. We're staying and fighting. And to be continued. That is the end of Chapter 4, it seems. Holy crap. That's a sudden end. It's got me on my seat. That was just an insane ride the entire way through. And I guess that's where I'm going to end today's video. But before I do, there is something I wanted to bring up with you guys. And it's been something I've been thinking about for a while. And I wanted to talk to you about that. And that is, I have been contemplating going all the way back from the beginning of Crystalline and doing a live stream of it. Going back and forth with all the options, constantly loading and reloading just to see what's changed since Chapter 1 and 2 came out. Has anything changed in Chapter 3? Just to play around with it, see if there might be any games, because honestly, I have no idea. These playthroughs are the only ones that I've done, so things very well could have changed. And would you like to see something like that? It'd probably be on Twitch, or I could certainly look into streaming here on YouTube. If that's something you want to do, let me know in the comments down below, or tweet over at me at Sylarclone over on Twitter, and let me know if that is something that you want to see, because that sounds like something that would be a lot of fun, and I would definitely put out notice of when it's going to happen and the links for it as well. So let me know if you want to see me start streaming this over on Twitch. And I guess that's where I'm going to end today's video. That was a lot of fun. Now we wait until Chapter 5. Not sure when it's going to come out, but you can bet yourself that we're going to be here for it every step of the way, and the instant it comes on out, we're going to be playing through it. As always, if you did enjoy the video, make sure to let me know by hitting that like button down below, and subscribe if you haven't already for more content like this, and I will see all you heroes in the next video. Thanks so much for watching. May the Force be with you, and have a great rest of your day. Take care. And since there were very few extra options in this episode, let's take a look to see what the response is if we do poorly in our fight against Void in the Water Temple. One by one, the team methodically takes care of the Void members. I square off against my final opponent. My breathing is hard, and fatigue creeps into my limbs. Even with augmented speed, my movements are beginning to slow. I raise my sword to attack just as he launches a blast at me. Before I can dodge, a blast of wind smashes into the magic, bursting it into a shower of energy. Leanna appears a moment later and swings. He's too slow, and with a loud groan, he falls to his knees. Taking another blow from Leanna, he's down for the count. Thanks. She nods. And slowly, everyone trickles back together. It's glad to see Leanna comes to our aid. And our final option, because I'm sure all of you guys are wondering, what happens if we open a Rift Hope? Nothing. We get the same to be continued, so that option will carry on over into Chapter 5. But we're standing and fighting. That hasn't changed. We're standing and fighting. Don't look at me, cat.